Here's the thing. Every day, leads are filling out your forms, but you're only getting the bare minimum information. You have no idea if John from Tech Corp is worth your time or if he's just a junior intern with zero buying power. So your sales team wastes hours researching each lead manually, looking them up on LinkedIn, checking company websites, trying to figure out if they're actually qualified. And by the time you reach out, your competitor already closed the deal. This is costing you real money. Think about it. 47% of leads go cold because of slow follow-up. Sales reps spend 21% of the day just researching prospects. Companies lose $1 million annually from poor lead qualification. But what if I told you there's a way to automatically transform every basic lead into a complete sales-ready profile in under 60 seconds? Today, I'm going to show you how to build a complete lead enrichment system using n8n that will automatically enrich every lead with company data, contact details, and social profiles. Next, it'll score and grade leads so you know exactly who to call first. It'll then route high-value prospects directly to your sales team with instant email alerts. And finally, it'll update your CRM with complete lead profiles. No manual work required. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete lead enrichment machine that works 24/7. So grab your coffee, open up n8n, and let's build this together. And if you want the complete workflow template, I've put the download link in the description below. Let's dive in. And once you download this workflow, you'll hit the three dots up here and you're going to import from file. All that's gonna be left for you is to set up the credentials. And before we proceed, let me quickly mention that my team builds custom AI solutions just like this, designed to cut costs, save time, and lets you focus on what really matters, like generating revenue. So if you want one for your business, hit the link in the description. And if you'd like help with your custom n8n workflow, you can now book a one-on-one live coaching session with me. I'll leave a link in the description. All right, so this right here is our workflow, and it's being triggered by a form submission. So let's go ahead and execute this workflow by hitting this button right next to the form submission. So let's hit execute workflow. And it's going to pull up this form. And it's a form from a marketing agency. Let's go ahead and fill it out. Let's pretend I'm Lewis from Stripe. So I'm just guessing his email and his phone number. So let's hit submit. So the form has been submitted and the workflow has been triggered. So it's doing company enrichment, lead enrichment, verifying the lead's email. It's going through this AI agent to qualify the lead and grade the lead. It's going to get back to the lead with this node, logging the lead into the database, and if the lead is a high-value lead, it's notifying the sales team. So that's all that there is with this workflow. And the first node right here is a form submission trigger. And as you can see, we've got no authentication. We've given it a form title and a form description right here. And here are the form elements. So the first name, we require the first name, the last name, and all these are required fields. So a lead cannot submit this form if these fields haven't been filled out. We require the business email, the phone number, the company name, the company website, the job title, the company size, and this is a drop-down list. So from this element type drop-down, you're going to select drop-down list, and you're going to add the options. So 1 to 10 employees, 11 to 50, and the way you're going to do this is by clicking on this add field option, and it's going to allow you to add the options. This is also a required field. Next, we've got the industry, which is also a drop-down list, and these are the options. And next, we've got the we are asking about their marketing challenge, and this is of element type text area, and we are placing the placeholder. So if we, let me show you how it looks. So you can see the placeholder gives a description inside the box, you see, and the difference between a single line text area and a single line text, the difference between a single line text and a text area is simply this. So you see we can't hit enter, and here we can expand this text area. We can write a whole paragraph comfortably. If we hit enter, we can format what we've written. So that's the difference. And this right here is the drop-down list. Let's go ahead and look at a past execution. Let's copy it to editor. Let's unpin this data. So this is the output we got after we filled out the form. So it pulled the data from the form right here. Next, it went to this HTTP request node. So you're going to search for HTTP request node, and to do the company enrichment, we are using Hunter IO's API. So you're going to go to Hunter IO. You're going to search for Hunter IO API, and you're going to click on it. So this is an overview of the API. You're going to set up an account with Hunter IO. Go to dashboard. And right here you are in the dashboard. So on your left pane right here, you're going to click API, and this is where you're going to get your API key. So you're going to click on this add new key. It's going to automatically add the key to your API keys list right here. And if you scroll down, you're going to see the API overview, and here we've got the domain search, email finder, email verification, company enrichment, or we've got all these options. And so for this, we're going to do we are going to select the company find. So this is where is it? So the company enrichment. So we are going to do this company enrichment operation right here. Let me go back to the. So if we open up the company enrichment HTTP request node, we'll see the method. So for the method, we'll select get in this drop-down list, and the API's endpoint is this. So this right here, you're going to copy this, paste it here, and we know that this requires some query authentication because the authentication is in the URL, so what you're seeing here, API key, as well as the query, so the domain. So for this, we could add so let me go ahead and add a blank HTTP request node. So this is a HTTP request node. So the method you're going to select get. The endpoint is going to be this. You're going to copy this link right here, paste it here. Now, like I said, this will require query parameters because some of the query terms are directly attached to the link, to the URL link. Now, we're going to turn on send query parameters, and from this link, we can see one of the parameters we require is the domain. So we'll copy domain right there, and for the value, so for the value, we are going to simply drag and drop the URL, so the company website, so this right here. And from what if we go back, we also require the API key. So we'll copy this API key, add another query parameter, paste it there. So the name is API key. Now the value, you're going to go back and copy your API key and paste it here. Now instead of adding API key in the query parameters, you can add it to your API keys list in n8n. So for that, you're going to click on this authentication parameter and the drop-down list, select generic credential type, and the generic auth type, you're going to select a query auth, and you're going to select create new credential. You're going to rename it to hunter query auth. Now in the name, you're going to copy this right here, API key, and then you're going to copy your actual API key. So copy and paste it here, paste it there, and then you're going to hit save. Once you do so, it's going to appear in the drop down list here, so you're going to select it and you're going to delete this and you'll be good to go. So this is the HTTP request. Now let's go ahead and rename it. So let's rename it to company enrichment, and that's it. So you're going to execute step. You're going to test this node, and you can see it hit the API, and this is the output it came back with. So this right here. Let's go back to the previous execution. Let's copy it to editor. Next, we've got the person enrichment. So we need to enrich the lead. So we need to find their contact details, their position, which department they work in. And for this, we use this endpoint right here, person enrichment, and the operation is get the URL. So the endpoint is the email finder, and we added our authentication that we just created, and we are sending query parameters. And from if we look at the, 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 if we look at the this right here. Sorry, we're using this endpoint, the email finder endpoint, and one of the parameters we need is the first name, and another one is the last name, and the API key, which we've already included. So we'll need our first name. So we'll add our first name from the form. We'll drag and drop the first name from the form data. So the first name, we'll drag and drop it here. The last name, we'll drag and drop it here. Sorry, the last name, we'll drag and drop it here. And we also need the domain. So we'll drag and drop the domain here. We can drag and drop the domain from the form submission, or we can drag and drop the domain from the company enrichment, this right here. And that's it with the person enrichment. This is the data it got back to us with. So it gave us all the details, including the LinkedIn profile, all that. Next, we need to verify the email. So from the person enrichment, the email we got back from the person enrichment, we'll use this email verifier endpoint, so email verification endpoint, and we'll need to verify if this email exists. So the operation is get. This is the endpoint URL. We'll need the verification we just created. We'll send query parameters, and we'll only need the email. So yeah, this right here, we'll drag and drop it here, and it will get back to us with this data, and the status is acceptable, which means that this is a valid email address. Next, we are going to collect all data into one field, and let me expand this. So we'll need the company name, we'll need the company website, we'll need all these details for this AI agent that's going to evaluate the lead. And all these details, so here we're using a set node or an edit fields node. You're going to search for an edit fields node or set, select it. You're going to add field, name it outputs, and then drag and drop all these details. So the company, for the company name, you're going to get it from the form. The company website, you're going to get it from the company enrichment. The company size, the revenue, all this. Next, you're going to feed this to the AI agent. So you'll need an AI agent. So you'll search for an AI agent. And source for the prompt, you're going to select define below. And then you're going to drag and drop the output from the set field, edit fields node. So this output right here. So we'll drag and drop it here. So drag and drop it here. Next, you're going to give this AI agent a prompt. And so this right here is the prompt. And basically, we are giving it the scoring criteria and how it's supposed to output. And this is the output it gave us. And for the chat model, I'm using Open Router. You can simply so for the chat model, you're going to click on this plus icon. You're going to select Open Router. So Open Router chat model. And you're going to set up credentials. So you're going to go to openrouter.ai. You're going to set up an account with OpenRouter. And once you do so, you're going to go to the keys section. You're going to select create API key. Go back to your n8n workflow. So you selected create new credential, and then you're going to paste your API key here. And you're going to rename your this credential right here. And the chat model we're using is GPT 4.1 mini. And here we're specifying the specific output format it's supposed to respond in. So we've selected JSON. So to add this option, you're going to select add option. So response format is going to be in this drop-down list, and you're going to select it, and then you're going to select JSON. And here we've selected require specific output formats, and we've added a structured output parser. If you don't know how to add it, so if you turn on this require specific output format, you'll see another option will be added here for the output parser, and you're going to click add, and then you're going to select structured output parser. Now for the format of the output parser, you'll simply add this format right here. So we'll need the lead score, the lead grade. We need to specify if the lead is qualified, the reasoning, the email subject, the email body, the seniority, and the department. This is the output it gave us. And it gave us a lead score of 100, the lead grade of A, is qualified. It gave the reasoning why, and it drafted an email to the lead. So here it drafted the email to the lead right here. It also gave us the seniority and the department. And the output from this AI agent, now we'll go ahead and send an email to the lead. And for this, we'll need a Gmail node. So Gmail node. You're going to select send message, so send a message. And you're going to set up credentials. The resource is message, the operation is send. And here we are specifying the email it's supposed to send to. So it's supposed to be the lead's email. And for the lead's email, you are going to get it from the form submission. So the business email, drag and drop it here. And next we are dragging and dropping the subject line we got from the AI agent. So this right here, subject line, drag and drop it here under the subject parameter. For the email body, we want the email to be sent in HTML format, and we are dragging and dropping the email body from the AI agent. So the email that was drafted by the AI agent. Next, we'll need to add this lead to our database. So we are adding them to a Google Sheets database. You need to set up credentials, and the operation is append row, and this right here is the database. So we are logging all these details. So you see we've got the timestamp, source, first name, last name, all these details right there. I'm gonna include this in along with the workflow. And if you open this, you'll simply make a copy and select it in your drop-down list here. So next we've specified the sheet that it's supposed to append rows to. So it's sheet 1. And the mapping column mode is manually. So we'll drag and drop all these details in this to these columns. Now for the source, we are hard coding form, because the source for this lead is a form submission. That's why we've got the phrase form here. Next, we've got a switch node. So we'll need to determine what we need to do based on the lead's quality. So if it's a high value lead, we'll need to alert our sales team immediately. And you can decide on what to do with a medium lead and low quality leads. So I haven't added this to the workflow, but you can add it. So for this, we are using a switch node. So you're going to search switch node, and these are the routing rules. So to add a routing rule, you're going to select add routing rule. And so you want to route based on the leads grid. So if you go back to this AI agent, you'll notice from this scoring criteria, it also grades the lead. So it gives them either a grade A, B, C, or D. And the ranges are specified. Here. So 80 plus is an A. This is the range for a B, for a C, and a D. And so from the AI agent's outputs, you'll notice we've got the lead grade. So if the grade is an A, so you'll drag and drop this output here. And if it equals A, it will go down this route. If it equals B, this route, C, this route. I think we also need to include D. And we've also renamed the output. So you're going to turn on this rename output. So we are renaming it to high value leads. And that's what you'll see here. So high value leads. We did the same thing for the other routing rules. So if the lead is a high value lead, we are going to send them an email. We are going to send the sales team an email. And here we specify the sales team email. We've hard coded the subject line. We've defined the email type. So we are sending it in form of a text, not HTML. And here's the email we are sending to the team. So this is what it looks like. And that's it with this workflow. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you've got a question, don't forget to include it in the comment section. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe. I'll leave a link to this workflow in the description. And like I said, I've got a team that builds custom AI solutions just like this. And if you'd like one-on-one coaching, you can now book a session by hitting the link in the description.